Hello everybody and welcome to Notorious Yu-Gi-Oh! I am Notorious Cly and it is replay time. I'm coming at you guys with some replays live with my commentary. I think I have 6 of them for you tonight, and I try to get a good mix of a bunch of different decks, all different types, and so you can really see how I try to pilot this deck against different styles of decks, different matchups, and all that nonsense. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking. Let's just get right into the replays. That way we can get through all 6. And here we are, first replay. And our opponent is playing Zone. Z1? Whatever. And I'm sure you can guess what they're on. It's Timelords. They're going to be playing Timelords. And our opener is pretty cracked against Timelords. It's going to be very good because we got the 2 comp balls and the chalice, so we can negate their Time Lord to try and get in. Trying to make an opening for ourselves. We got the comp balls to put the Time Lords back in the hand. And we got Santa Claus, which is also very good against Time Lords. And conveniently a combo starter for us. However, I'm going to make an interesting decision here. Because I know I'm going against Time Lords, I'm just going to go ahead and go set their pass. And I'm going to do that because me committing a monster to the board only helps my opponent. It doesn't really help me at all. I feel pretty confident that they're not going to be able to kill me. They're playing Time Lords. The most they can burn me for is like half my life points and maybe another 1,000 on top of that. And if they do have like a Forbidden Chalice to, you know, be able to try and negate their Time Lord's attack and the damage step or whatever, I have the 2 comp balls. I can just bounce them back before we get to the damage step at that point. So feeling pretty good about my defensive options here, so I'm just not going to commit anything to the board. Not until I have to, not until I see an opening, and not until I know I can go ahead and put Time Lords away. That's how you beat Time Lords. You don't play the game. So they're going to get 2 Time Lords on the board. They're going to overlay for a rank 10 that I'd never seen up until this point, Utopic Dark Infinity. Okay, just a big beater. I think they're going to try and go for game here with the old big beater. They're going to reborn one of their Time Lords back, and that's fine. Infinity's going to do something. We're going to negate it. And they're trying to gain life points. Don't know why I didn't compulse before that point. Consider it just me being new to the deck and really trying to pace out my interactions. And yeah, we'll chalk it up to that. So they're going to get in for 1,000. We're going to compulse their Time Lord back to their hand. They're going to set their trap. And yeah, we should be free and clear now. Roaring Soul, send it. Sprinter, normal red Sprinter, special Crimson. Synchro, red Rising Dragon. Red Rising effect. Target Crimson Resonator. I'm already a step ahead of you. Step ahead of myself even. Target Crimson, Crimson go to red, and we're just going to find lethal here. We're just going to get 4K on the board and swing heavy, swing hard. We're going to Synchro Summon into, I believe it's Scarlight. Yep, Scarlight. And then we're going to make the big boy, Mr. Double Tune himself, Red Nova Dragon. Red Nova is going to swing for game. And that's how you want to pilot this deck against Time Lords. Don't overcommit to the board. Don't put anything out there until you know you can win. Challenge the Time Lord player to not have an 11-turn duel. Challenge the Time Lord player to not take 47 turns to finally find lethal. So, yeah, just make them play a game they don't want to play. I should have mentioned this in the intro, but I really wanted to get into the replays. But deck list is there. It's pretty much the same thing you saw in my 20-card list from the deck profile video, except I did the thing that I was talking about. I put an Uva Loop back in. I put an Uva Loop back in and took out 1 Red Rain. I really liked opening the Red Rain going first, but I kept seeing it going second too much. So I don't want to see it going second. I really only want to see it going first. So yeah, made that little change, and it's been working out pretty fine. I'm at Legend 2 right now. I haven't had a ton of time to grind, but I'm hoping that can change over the week and the upcoming holiday. I really want to hit King of Games fast. Mostly because that would mean this deck list is very good, but also because I really want to have the pressure off and be able to experiment and playtest different builds and ratios and stuff like that. So next replay, here we go. And we are up against Jaden Yuki, so I'm sure you can guess what this is as well. It's going to be Heroes. It's going to be Heroes. I keep trying to think of like a funny pun to make, but I've blanked twice. Maybe I'm losing my touch, everybody. Maybe I'm losing my touch. Maybe I never had it at all. And the opening hand was pretty good. You never like to see Crimson in the opener, but that's fine. Because I added Wildwind back to the list, I didn't have to send Resonator, I could send Wildwind, which means I directly gain value from the send-off deck instead of lose value. and we're going to add the second red sprinter. And I don't mind red sprinter in the opener. Never mind seeing the one red sprinter in the opener, especially if it's paired up with another fiend, because that means I can just hold on to that red sprinter and use it for guaranteed follow-up. This is one of the reasons why I want to try and bump red sprinter up to 3, just because it's a good follow-up card. And if my opponent manages to place to my board, odds are like I've, you know, taken some of their interaction away from them along the way. We're going to get into a war of attrition, we're going to get into a simplified game state, and me going into one of my big Dark Dragon Synchros in a simplified game state is pretty much a guaranteed win. So we got the second sprinter. We're going to normal sprinter, special crimson, synchro, red rising target crimson, special summon crimson, summon 2 red, gain life points. Really liking the 2 red. I like the extra life points, I like the clean levels. I like having all level 2 tuners because it means I can run the same level non-tuners and not really have to accommodate any weird things in the extra deck. So we're going to go ahead and use the skill, and we're going to send Santa back. Could make sense to keep Santa in some matchups just because you can kaiju whatever your opponent leaves on the board, even if they manage to put something on there through Red Rain. But yeah, you can actually see I'm on 2 Red Rain in this build. This was still 2 Red Rain. But yeah, kaiju is good in some matchups to hold on to, but I really liked having the follow-up. Not that there should be any follow-up between 2 Red Rain, but you never know. Never know. So our opponent is going to normal Neos. And this is very important for the hero skill. Let's scroll all the way back up. Go to Hero Alliance. Where is it? Also, once per duel, the following effect can be used the turn you have normal summoned elemental hero Neos. Add 1 super poly. So they have normal Neos, which means they are now free to add super poly, which means I need to activate Red Rain right now, remove the Neos, so super poly is no longer live, because super poly only fusions from field. They can't fusion from their hand. So getting rid of the Neos now means unless they have a way to special summon the hero to their side of the board, we're going to be able to turn super poly off. So we're going to go Red Rain. And a bonus to removing the Neos and you know, dodging super poly is that we're immune to super poly for the rest of the turn. So that's pretty cool. So even if they were able to special something to their side of the field, super poly would still be dead. So we're just going to go ahead and get a red. We're going to normal red here. Wanted a normal red here just because Sprinter, casual reminder, can only use its effect when you control no other monsters. I control monster. I got Scarlight right there. So I need to normal red to get Sprinter back on. Another reason why I like having red back is the follow-up play with red leading to get a non-tuner on board works. So we're going to use red's effect to special summon Sprinter from hand. Our opponent's going to see that they've got nothing, and they're just going to surrender. Next up is Playmaker and I. And I'm thinking Salads, I'm thinking Codetalkers, I'm thinking Salad Talkers, or maybe an off chance it's like World Legacy or something like that. So our opening hand looks average. I like seeing the multiple fiends because that means I get to set Red Rain. Ideally I'd like Eccentric to be a more interactive card, but when you consider that it's basically just a really slow MSD, you have to make peace with it, you know? And it's a decent putback off of the skill, because I probably won't need it if I'm able to set Red Rain and make my monster immune. So we're going to go ahead and activate our skill, dump Wild Wind, add Sprinter. And there's an argument for potentially keeping the Wild Wind in hand and sending the red to graveyard, just because Wild Wind is a very important piece of the follow-up, and I think I play more tuners when compared to non-tuners. But I don't think there is an optimal choice in this situation. I think it's up to personal preference on what you're willing to hate yourself for doing later. And I was willing to hate myself for sending the non-tuner instead of the tuner. So we're gonna normal Sprinter, special Crimson. You guys have seen this. Red Rising, Crimson. Crimson get 2. Gain 2,100 life points. Make Scarlight. And we're gonna put back red and another red. And after I think in this duel, after sitting there for a minute and considering my options on what I wanted to put back, I felt more comfortable keeping the Eccentric just in case my opponent saw the Red Rain, saw the board. You know what, I'm just going to set the back row and not do anything in pass. At least the Eccentric would be able to force the back row, and then I could chain Red Rain to it. So that's what I ended up doing. Again, don't know if it's correct, but that's just my thought process. Let me know what you think. So set Red Rain, set Compulse, and I'm loving this. Okay, so they're on Salads. They're going to add Gazelle. They're going to Mining, pitch Jack, add Debug. And it looks like they've got a ton of stuff to just go off and get material on board. And if that's the case, what I was thinking in this duel and what I was thinking in general is I don't really know what Salads have that hurts me. I don't really know what they could go into that hurts me, you know? They could Link Climb into Unicorn, but then on Unicorn activation of effect, I just go Red Rain. They could do like Boar Load, but as soon as Boar Load hits the board, Red Rain. So I felt pretty safe the entire time with this. So they're gonna make Phalanx, add the Sanctuary. They're gonna go Debug, Microcoder. And this is where I start getting a little nervous because Microcoder can be used as link material from hand. So we're going to wait for them to get as much material on board and then get it out of here. So they're going to bring back the Jack. We're going to use Red Rain. We're going to get it out of here. They're going to see us stock our hand up. And they're just going to scoop, knowing they have nothing. And next up is Yugioh. I guess to expand on my thoughts from last duel is this deck feels near invincible when you open a bunch of techs, get to go first, and set Red Rain. You feel pretty much invincible, and it feels very sacky when you just get to banish everything your opponent controls and still have a Compulse set with a 3000 attack monster on board. It feels very sacky, which is nice. It's nice to be on that side of things after a very long time. So they're Dark Magician sleeves, Dark Magician mats. They are playing Yugioh. I'm thinking this is DM, and we open the Red Rain, which is bad. I think I was still on 2 Red Rain at this point. Red Rain, Compulse, fantastic. Santa, not bad. And then Red Resonator. So we have combo, because you always have combo in this deck, which is what I love the most about it. You always have it. The catch is that you just only ever are guaranteed one, so you pretty much only ever get one combo. So you got to build your deck to make sure that combo sticks, make sure that combo lands, or make sure you can actually get that combo off. And that's what we're doing here. So if we were going second here, I would feel pretty good about our hand too, because we have Compulse and we could have Kaiju, so we could Kaiju something away, and then we could Compulse something, and you know, life would be good. Life would be good. I know we would have to like set Compulse and then use it, but we basically have 2 board breakers. So 2 board breakers, both being a Kaiju and a back row card, means we have a pretty high chance of getting through whatever opponent would have for us. But that's not what happened in this duel, so enough of that tangent, and let's get back to the action. Let's focus on this duel. So we made Tyrant here, and this is something that I love doing when I open the Red Rain, because it puts an incredible amount of pressure on your opponent. If you open the Red Rain, you know you have it. They don't know you have it. They can assume you have it, but you know you have it. You know this Tyrant is nice and safe and secure, because at the first sign of danger, you just flip Red Rain, because you got a little buddy on the field, so it is illegal activation. And Tyrant's going to be unaffected for the rest of the turn, and it's at 3,500, which is like just the right amount for most things to not be able to run over it or even crash and trade with it. And then we got Compulse too, so if we ever start feeling threatened and they don't have a quick effect, we can just bounce something. So really love Tyrant. Puts an incredible amount of pressure on your opponent because they're staring at a nuke. They're looking at Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend, and they're going, oh boy, if I don't find a way to protect everything I'm putting on board, he's just going to destroy it all anyways, and then, you know, hit me for almost all of my life points. So they're gonna go Magician's Magic, do their thing, add Conjure, add DMG, and they're gonna do what they always do, lead with Conjure, and Conjure is gonna add the Dimension, and we're going to sit here and wait, and they're gonna use the Dimension, and we're gonna Compulse, because if you read it, if you control a spellcaster type monster, target one monster you control, tribute that target, then special summon one spellcaster. So they have to tribute the one spellcaster they control. So I'm going to try and bounce that spellcaster they control away, so this resolves without effect. And since Magical Dimension is quick effect, it's very important that I don't Compulse first. I need them to commit so I can Compulse, and then this can resolve without effect because they did not pay the cost. So they're going to have another Magical Dimension, which is a little frustrating. So at this point, we just have to Red Rain. We're forced to Red Rain because we need to protect Tyrant. We need to make sure it sticks on board. It's not as much value as I would like, considering we're only getting rid of the Conjure, but you do what you got to do to survive. And it works out because they go Strength and Unity, pass, and then we normal summon Red Resonator, and we have lethal on board. So we win. Next up is Yugioh Sakaki. So this could be PK, this could be Odd Eyes. You never know because it's the most frustrating thing in the entire world. Even though it's like technically lower accurate to give them like the same skills, it is frustrating that you never know, because like that's one of the cool thing about Duel Links, you know, is that like the character you're playing as actually means something, it represents something, and it gives you insight that you wouldn't have in other formats like TCG, OCG, or Master Duel. You sit down across from your opponent and you have no idea what they're playing. There's no way to know. And in Duel Links, you queue up in the game, you matchmake, you see what character they're playing, and you have a good idea of how you need to set up and what you need to be prepared for. And I think that's really cool. It adds an extra layer of thought and depth to the game. I like it. I like it a lot. So our hand is not bad for going against what I expected to be was PK. We have Compulse, we have Chalice, so if I'm not liking the board, we could set those two and then try to use those to our advantage to make sure that we don't die. And let's see what they can set up. So they're going to activate their skill. Nope, Boots. Send Cloak, Banish Cloak, add Boots. Go Regular Gloves, Special Boots. Leviar, return. Nope, there you go, Banish Boots, add the wings. And they're going to set 2 pass. Surprising that they didn't make it to Dark Requiem, but I'm not too familiar with PK yet, and I probably should be. I really want to start taking Duel Links a little more seriously. Master Duel seems like it's going to be entering the tier format, and I enjoyed that a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to enjoy it in the best one. So yeah, so I think I'm going to be focusing most of my efforts here. So I should probably really sit down and learn PKs. If any of you have good reference material for PKs, their combos, and how to duel against them, please let me know. Send that to me so I can freshen up and be a little more clean and precise with my duels against them. So this is their setup. They got 2 sets, Leviar, Cloak, and we top decked Wildwind, which is really cool because we get to just combo like normal. Special Crimson, special Wildland? Do we even do that in this build? Should we even do that in this build? I don't know, but I did it here, so Red Rising is going to target Crimson, bring back Crimson, and we're going to go ahead and get the Resonators. And I made a mistake. This is kind of a rookie mistake. I clogged my zones. Which means I'm going to be locked up for a while now because they can just flip this with Book Moon, and then on their turn, they're going to be able to remove a Rising Dragon, and unless I can clear one of my own monsters, they can just, you know, let me sit here forever with no monster zones. So yeah, really great. I mean, I could Compulse my own monster away, but that's like 2 turns from now, so not feeling too great about it. So they're going to book Red Rising, and I targeted the Leviar for life points, just because I had a feeling there was going to be an interaction I didn't like, and I wanted to make sure I got the extra life points to help keep me around. So they're going to go Wing, and Wing doesn't really do anything for them other than put in Grave and follow up. So they're going to Nightmare Phoenix, we're going to Chalice the Phoenix because they were targeting the Compulse, and of course they have Cosmic Cyclone in hand, so we're going to have to Compulse the Phoenix away. So they're going to go Cloak, add Boots, Wing, Special Gloves, get it. They go Break Sword, pop my face down Red Rising. They're going to special back from Break Sword's effects, get 2, they're both level 4. They're going to make Rebellion, and Rebellion's going to gain attack. They're going to put stuff in Grave, they're going to add the Rank of Magic, and they're going to go ahead and make Requiem. And they're going to sit, which is the correct move, because why would they free up all this room for me to combo and play if they can't kill me? They should just let me sit here and suffer in my own, I guess, suffer from my own misplay. They should just let me sit here. This is absolutely the correct move from their part, to just let me sit here and not be able to do anything. So we're going to banish Wildwind to get Ooloop, and they're just going to slowly start accumulating enough resources to kill me while I sit here and think about what I've done. So they're going to make Break Sword, and I'm just going to chill, because that's also the correct move. I don't know if they have a way to lethal, considering I have 5,800 life points, which, you know, nice that I have the life point boost to get me around in this game. So we're just gonna, again, sit here. And then they're gonna go Break Sword, bring back, special Malevolent Sin. They're gonna Malevolent Sin, and they're going to commit 2 monsters to the board. And I don't know why they got impatient. They should have waited till he killed me. They should have sat here and made me think about what I've done. But they've cleared an opening for me, so let's see how we do it. So Sin's going to bring back that. We're going to normal eccentric, and we're going to attempt to pop the Requiem to force its negate. And we do, and it's okay, because we have Wild Wind, and then we have Oovaloop. And I've made a huge mistake. I have a way to out their board and win the game right here, and I missed it. I missed it. I thought I had the line to lethal, but I forgot one little thing. Requiem is not once per turn. I forgot Requiem is not once per turn. I forgot it's not once per turn. And I didn't read it during the duel because things are moving fast. And I thought I had lethal. And I did, but I took the wrong line. I took the wrong line to lethal. So the line to lethal was Oovaloop, Wild Wind, red on field, red and eccentric in hand. I have Oovaloop and Wild Wind. They make an 8. I make Scarlight. I activate skill. I use skill to take red and one of the fiends in hand and shuffle them back for Red Rain. And then you can activate Red Rain the turn you use the... And then you can activate Red Rain the turn you set it from the skill. And then I banish everything they control. I swing for exactly 3,000 and I win the duel. But I missed it. I missed it. And I'm still mad about it. Less mad now. I still thought I'd be pretty mad when I was going over this replay, but less mad now about it. But I was very mad immediately after this duel when I realized that Requiem isn't once per turn. Is not once per turn. I thought the negate was once per turn. I'm going to keep saying that so I never forget it again. But we're going to go ahead and surrender, and they're going to sneak away with one. So we're playing Yugioh. So what am I playing? Hot Eyes, PK. The world may never know. They have the Rebellion mat, and they're playing 30 card, so that's a good sign. And I'm seeing some BAs. Okay, so they're going to make Dante. Dante, Mill, Rhino Warrior, Seer. Get some material, gloves, cloak, boots. They're getting it all. Make Beatrice. And they're going to use the Treason Phantom skill. Reveal it to a hand. Give the old dumpy dump. And set up the graveyard, and they're going to go Beatrice Pass. I don't know if that's the correct play. MechLord, please, if you're watching this, let me know how poorly they did. Because I feel like there's probably some more they could have done, given the fact that they milled just about every name. And they had the activation of their PK skill. But please, please, please let me know. Our hand is really good so far for breaking this. We got Chalice for the Beatrice, so they can't do any shenanigans there. We have Compulse to ensure they don't have any follow-up. We have Lance to protect our board at the end of this, and we have Red Rain to guarantee a win. So, and of course, we end up top decking a second Forbidden Lance. Of course, we don't top deck one Fiend in our list that we run like 14 Fiends in, so we're going to just set 3 and pass. They're going to Beatrice, do the thing. Add some BAs back. They're going to Rhino Warrior, get another material on board. They're going to Synchro, and Virgil here can shuffle a card back if they discard. So we need to make sure we get rid of Virgil before he shuffles back one of my key interactions like Compulse or Chalice. So we're just gonna get rid of the body. They're gonna swing for 25, and that's okay because we're living. Chalice to Beatrice because we got our Fiend. We have a way to play. So Roaring Soul, go ahead. Grab Sprinter, normal Sprinter, Crimson, Red Rising. Red Rising, target Crimson? What about Crimson? Crimson special summon 2 red from deck. Gain life points equal to the Beatrice attack. We're back. 2 positive life points. Darken, send, because you don't want to destroy the Beatrice. Set the 2 Resonators. And then set Red Rain and Forbidden Lance. I'm feeling pretty good about this. We have a level 8 Synchro, which means Red Rain is live. I love that about Darken. Darken can send, and he turns on Red Rain, which is great. They're going to commit 2 bodies to the board, and I can't let them get to Breaksword. Because if I let them overlay for Breaksword, and then I use Red Rain, I believe the materials go to Graveyard, and then Breaksword is banished. And I don't want them to have PK names in grave. I don't want them to be able to banish the PK names from the graveyard. I don't know the matchup that well, but I know that at least. And they end up getting Libic onto the field, and that's not really a problem. So we're going to Oovaloop to add it back to hand, and then we're going to go ahead and send, and we're going to go ahead and poke, they're gonna banish wing, and they put it in attack position. They didn't know we had Forbidden Lance, so we're gonna drop their attack and sneak away with lethal. That was very satisfying to get the win that way, where they thought they were going to be able to sneak away with it. And our last replay of the night, day, morning, whatever it may be for you, is a mirror match, and we're going second, which I think favors our opponents. They are on a 30 card build, and we are off to the races. So they're going to do Roaring Soul, they're going to dump, what did they dump? Let's take a look at their graveyard, please. So they dumped Wild Wind from hand. So they're going to make their play. They're on reds. They're going to go ahead and synchro Scarlight. They're going to Roaring Soul, shuffle some back, and set Red Rain. We know where it is. They're going to go ahead and go Bane. They're going to set 2 more, and this looks fucking terrifying. Bane, Red Rain, 2 unknowns, pass. But we have a Kaiju in hand, and we have a Fiend left over to combo, so we're going to see what we can make happen. We're going to go ahead and Kaiju their Bane. They're just going to surrender. they just scooped that easy. They didn't even wait to see what else I had in hand. Yeah, funny. Very funny. This is why I advocate for playing Kaijus, folks. You can sneak games like that, because, yeah, Kaiju somebody and they go, oh, fuck. So, there it is. I think I've only lost 1 mirror match so far with the Resonators, and it's because I misplayed. I miscalculated, which is a intelligent way of saying I'm bad at doing math on the fly, and yeah, missed lethal because numbers didn't add up the way I thought they would. Not that I actually even tried to add them up. I just went monkey brain and activated a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe you'll see that duel. Maybe you'll see the 1 mirror match I've lost so far. So, alright everybody, that's it for the replays tonight. I hope you enjoyed all of them. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Going back through them, I noticed a common trend amongst the way I was, commentating over all of them, is our game plan is very similar, game in, game out. There's not much variation, there's not much difference. And that's okay. Your game plan is, I've said it a bunch of times now, is build a board and protect it with your life, or disrupt your opponent's board and clear the way for yourself to actually build a board, and then protect that board with your life. So if you lose your board with this build, with this deck, with this skill, I believe, you lose the duel. It's as simple as that. So it's not going to be the most mentally stimulating build to play as far as figuring out combo lines and routes and plays. You're pretty much going to take the same line every time. The thing that's going to require a lot of thought and mental energy from you is figuring out how the pieces in your hand can get you to victory. And that's something that I'm noticing requires a little bit more metagame knowledge. Not knowledge of the meta, but just knowledge of what the other decks are trying to do. So you best know how to sequence your pieces and not play into a Requiem that's not once per turn negate. List is doing good so far. I'm in Legend 2. I think I'm 7-3 in my last 10. I'm sure you noticed a few win streaks pop up down there. I think I had like a 6-win streak going at one point. The climb through Platinum was easy. It's gotten a little more difficult during Legend, and I think deck isn't so new anymore, so people are used to seeing it. But yeah, build's great. It's a lot of fun to play. There are some times where I don't have follow-up, and it really bugs me because there's like nothing I can do about it. It's the same DD Crow problem, just expressed differently. Yeah, the same DD Crow problem that I mentioned a few videos ago, where it's going to feel really bad when you lose because there was nothing you could do, because there was literally nothing you could do, and that's very frustrating. You're like, because my deck won't let me, duel to the best of my abilities and find a way to clutch it out. But the thrill of vanishing your opponent's monsters with Red Rain far outweighs the frustration of being Book-a-Mooned at the wrong spot and then losing very promptly. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to close this video out so it doesn't drag out too far. I hope you enjoyed all the replays. I hope you enjoyed all the duels. You'll be seeing more coming from the channel, and please let me know what your experience with this build is going like. Let me know what your experience playing against this build is going like. Anytime you see a Resonator deck in the wild too, if you just want to like click on their little deck box and take a picture or a screenshot of their deck list and send it to me, that would be great. I'd love to see what everybody else is cooking up, what they're trying, and what they're doing. So yeah, do me a solid, that would be great. And then while you're doing that, just like, comment, subscribe. I don't say that enough, I should, but whatever. Good night, everybody. Be safe, have fun.